Hello, Leo. Welcome to your October 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Leo. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Check me out on Instagram for more wonderful content from me. And I also recommend signing up for my newsletter because you get a reading every Sunday, which is exclusive to the newsletter. So make sure you go sign up for that. And without further ado, I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, Leo, let's get started with your oracle cards. First thing, laying on the floor and listening to music might be all the therapy you need. Okay, so the main thing that I'm getting from this is that you don't need to overcomplicate healing. That's something that I think just as humans we have a tendency to do, like find a problem that needs fixing or create more of a barrier or obstacle to our healing or our progress or our creativity or productivity by saying I need to do XYZ first, falling into perfectionism, falling into just making more barriers. And so this is about keeping it simple. Like imagine if everything you have right now, everything that you're experiencing, all of the tools that you have, what if that's actually enough for you to make progress and get to where you need to go? So treat it as you already have everything that you need and see what shifts as a result. Then we have enlightenment, pursue spiritual growth. This is telling me spend more time in a meditative state. That is going to be different for everybody, right? Some people like to dance. Some people like to do dishes or clean to get into a meditative state. Some people like to just straight up sit in silence. So don't judge whatever the spiritual growth thing is. Maybe it's a book. Whatever the case, just pursue it, look into it, dive into it. And then we have alchemy. Combine two things that don't go together. Step beyond all base matter to find the gold within. The once impossible may now be possible. Give it a try. Beautiful. So try it out. If there's something that you've been like, I want to do this thing, or I want to get started on this, or this thing hasn't worked before, revisit it. This is the month to do that and explore it. This is a Celtic cross, just so you know. It's just restructured a little bit so I can fit it all on the table. Now, the central energy for you in October is the Knight of Wands. This is your night. And I'm getting that this is about using a really intense amount of energy in a way that is constructive for you. So when I say using your energy up, I am not talking about hustling and grinding and burning yourself out. No, big fat no. This is about using your energy in a way that you feel good about at the end of the day. When you lay your head down at night, do you feel good about the way you've spent your time, effort, energy, and resources? So that could be something like spending really intentional time with family, or cooking yourself a good meal, or getting a workout in, or like think about things from more of a practical, basic level and just ask yourself, are you feeling good about what you're giving to yourself and how you're spending your energy or the work that you're doing throughout the day? And it doesn't have to be about hustling or making money at all. I want to make that really clear. The crossing energy for you is the Knight of Swords. So there's some mental transformation that is happening right now. I don't know what the context will be on that. I think you already know the context. What in the mental body is transforming? What's changing? How are you approaching the mind from a different perspective or a different space? It's also about how you're thinking about things is evolving. So you're really moving forward in a way that is feeling very fresh to you on more of the energetic side and the mental side. So enjoy that. What you have shifting out is Temperance. I think you were probably putting a lot of energy into trying to be balanced or equal or making sure that everything's 50-50, which, I mean, I kind of come from the standpoint of we have different seasons. Like, I don't think that having total balance is something that you're going to experience consistently. It's more about, do you feel good about the season you're in and how you're wielding your thoughts and your energy in present time, and knowing that the seasons change. So I think you were probably overdoing this, and now you're just getting comfortable with where you're putting your energy. The oncoming energy is the Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled, dreams coming true. This is, if this isn't telling you it's safe for you to pursue the things that you want, and it's safe for you to do things how you want to do them, I don't know what is, because this is just the brimming with fulfillment card. So really, you know, count on this in the month of October. Look at this as, yes, this is the direction that I'm going, and it's safe for you to expect this. You're not going to do anything wrong by expecting this. How this is showing up in your external environment, the external manifestation, we have the Two of Wands. I think you're getting clear on the action steps that are needed, which maybe that was a little bit foggy or you weren't totally clear about that. But really, I think that October is going to bring more and more clarity around what steps you need in order to get here, right? This is kind of like the peak, the ultimate desire. And so the Two of Wands is just highlighting the road to getting there, the road to creating that for yourself. In the subconscious, we have the Five of Swords. I like this. It's the internal battle, or at least the subconscious battle that has been going on for quite some time. This looks really old, and I think you're turning a new leaf, because the Knight of Swords in the center as the crossing energy is also telling me that it's like the mind is looking very fresh in October. I'm going to clarify this. Let's see what it is. Knight of Coins. You've been doing work on this. This is something you've been applying yourself to, how you're thinking about things, what you're giving a lot of mental energy to. Is that worth it? Pulling back from the things that really don't require mental attention and giving it to the things that are more supportive, that make you feel better or are constructive in some way. So I think you've already been realigning yourself with this and doing it in a way that is ultimately going to serve you, rather than just falling victim to the old patterns, because mental patterns are something we have to retrain ourselves to shift and adjust, and that's what's happening here. It's like if you were obsessive or fixating on something in particular that really wasn't serving you, this is about moving away from that. The advice for you is the Page of Cups. This is vulnerability. There's that childlike naivete. How I like to think about the Page of Cups is almost like the energy of infancy, like purity. Like babies don't know anything but love because they're they just came down from the astral. That's literally all they know, is being in that pure state. And so there's that innocence that's involved there, that is the underlying current of their permission level to love. And so that's kind of what you want to carry with you, is invite back some of that innocence, some of that healthy, I don't know anything but to stay in my heart. I think that that's something that's needed for you this month, especially with these mental patterns, because mental patterns that are not serving you will often take you away from this, and it will be something that you're not going to feel as good about. So it looks like you're actually getting into your heart a little bit more and leading from that space, leading from the heart-centered, desired energy that you want to create from. And then we have in the external environment the Seeker. I don't actually think this corresponds. Yeah. So see the infinity sign. This is just unique to this deck. And I'm really getting that this is about stuff that's happening beyond the veil, because you can see there's a literal reference to that here. This is the veil, right? This is what is happening in the material world, what you're seeing more often. This is the side of creation. This is stuff that's going on behind the veil. This is all of the energetic stuff that's happening. And so I actually think that you may not see radical shifts in the environmental stuff or in your environmental experience. This has more to do with your intuition being the driving force, you intuitively knowing what's happening beyond the veil, what you're creating. So it seems like you kind of get a peek or just some fragments. Maybe when you do go into meditation, when you are in that heart-centered, aligned spiritual practice, you get really clear on it. So this is a reference to your intuition mattering more than necessarily what you're experiencing in the 3D. Hopes and fears, we have the Hermit. I want alone time. I want to be in my cave. I want that. But is that actually good for me? It's the struggling to figure out what the right ebb and flow is with that. That's completely okay. Totally get it. And ultimately, I don't think you're going to have 100% clarity on that. I think it's something that you're going to have to move with one step at a time, not expect yourself to have clarity on this until you have clarity on it like the day of. So take a little bit of pressure off of yourself in terms of staying in this mode or breaking out of that mode. Let it ebb and flow. You move with that part of yourself that is in hermit mode. Outcome of the month. We have the 7 of Wands. This is rising above challenges. Anything that has kind of been a thorn in your side is getting resolved, and that is through the actions that you're taking, the work that you're doing, the thoughts that you're thinking. Like, as you audit all of that, things are getting easier and easier. I'm going to clarify this one as well. The Emperor. So this is divine masculine, setting the right boundaries that you know are good for you and are needed and required in the situation and circumstance. This is also about your integrity, like having integrity in what you say you're going to do, the commitments that you're making, the choices, the things that you're aligning with, right? If you say this is what I want, then you need to act in alignment with you getting that thing that you want, that desire. And the 9 of Cups, like this is the thing that you're kind of gunning after. And so dropping the hardships, letting those shed is what's making you available for this. And your integrity, your masculine, energetic patterns are going to be what help you. Or I shouldn't say patterns, but think about healthy divine masculine, like that. If you implement that as a pattern, that is going to carry you forward. And it's also with the 7 of Wands, the energy of, I don't have to struggle anymore. That's not necessary. That's not required in order for me to reach this. I'm able to set boundaries around how much thought I'm giving to things that feel hard, so on and so forth. So boundaries with yourself and others will help things feel easier. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you are needing in this moment. If you need more time, please pause the video and take as much time as you need just to tune in to whichever card is calling your name. And let's do this. Card number 1. 4 of Wands, focus on your home, your environment, the physical space that you're surrounded by. That is going to give you clues as to either what you're projecting or what could be causing pain, right? Causing harm. Because if there's a bunch of stuff environmentally that is not feeling good and you need to make changes, that is a good place to look. On the other hand, it's also about creating an oasis, a sanctuary, the environmental elements that are going to make you feel good in your physical living space. Card number 2, we have the High Priestess. Meditate, 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 meditate. Your intuition is the driver here. So whatever spiritual practice is important to you or that you like, it's time to double down on that, because whatever answers or solutions you're seeking will be found in that quiet space. And so if you're like, what do I do? How do I move forward? You have to get quiet in order to hear it. And if you're resisting that, then it's like you're going to perpetuate the frustration. Card number 3, we have the Empress. Divine Feminine. It's going to be a really important time for you to focus on tenderness, dropping into the heart, sensitivity, asking yourself, what am I longing for? What am I desiring? What am I needing? And really practicing feeling full within that space. So the tenderness, the heart, the slow stillness is what is helping you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. If you would like to know which decks I use, they are listed in the description box. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a comment and a thumbs up if you feel called to. And sign up for my newsletter. Check me out on other social media platforms. And until next time, have a beautiful October, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.